I just received the Phanpy E-joy S2, so let's do an unboxing. I'm really excited to try out this pump. This is a fully wearable pump, and I have never tried one like this. There are interesting things about them, but I haven't actually tried one. I have like the pump that sits on top. I'm gonna have to read directions. I'm gonna read directions. Okay, so it's not as hard as I was making it out to be. You just kind of pop that off, and it just takes a little bit of force, and I was panicking. It helps if you actually pull up a little bit on this hard plastic here. It's just boop, pop right off. So we have here the cup. We've got the flange, and it comes with 20mm flange inserts. I appreciate that because I am a 20 on one of my sides, so that's nice. It's got the membrane here. I love that the duckbill has these little pieces on the side to make it a little bit easier to pull off. It also comes with 4 of the duckbills, so you don't have to purchase replacements quite as quick, so I like that too. Plus, if you lose one, I feel like I always find mine under my dishwasher. So this part just slides right onto that. It's like a kind of a double layer flange. So this part reminds me of the Legendary Milk collection cups with the silicone. You do have to push it out, but it's a lot easier to do than the Legendary Milk collection cups. I appreciate that. I hate when it takes forever to seal it properly. Put the center part in. Oh, I pulled the whole thing out. Okay, well, I'm gonna fix that. So you put that center part in. It just slides right onto that piece there. You put the flange in, push around the outside. You can do it really easily. Like, I can do that super fast. Sometime I'm gonna like time how long it takes me to put together my various parts. Also notable is while this comes obviously with your pumps to make it fully wearable, you can, if you prefer the suction of a different pump, you could absolutely put a Spectra tubing right over that. Let me test it. Okay, so this slightly thinner one right here, this is Lancino tubing. Lancino tubing's a little tough, but it is doable. It is definitely doable. You might wear it down a little faster if you're using Lancino. This is Spectra tubing. Spectra tubing, easy peasy, not a problem. And if it wears down, just a little general tip, just cut out a little bit off the end and you're fine. Also, sponge filters for aquariums uses the same tubing. So if you buy brand new ones, you can use the same tubing for your pumps without it costing nearly as much. So there's 3 modes, and to turn it on, you just hold down the power button. There's 3 modes which can be switched for here. 1 is stimulation mode, so that's your bacon mode. 2 is expression mode, so that's the one most people use for most of their pumping. And then 3rd is massage mode. I'm gonna have to test this and see what this feels like. The instructions don't give a lot of information about what the different modes are like. Stimulation mode, of course, is to stimulate lactation, so that's supposed to be like, you know, a baby fumbling at the breast. Expression mode is to remove milk, so that's supposed to be like a baby suckling. Massage mode, it just says feels painless, like doing spa. Intelligent massage, so I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna have to test it and see what that's like. So when you turn it on, it's gonna automatically be in stimulation mode, which I love. I hate when a pump remembers what my last setting was instead of starting back at the beginning. So it starts back at the beginning, and then it has it on the setting that you had previously used for that mode, not in general. So I love that. I'm very excited about that part. It does seem to be keeping track of time. It doesn't have anything that tells you what the battery power is until it gets to 20%. Once it gets to 20%, it'll say low to let you know. When it's charging, it will just have a 1 to 3 dot indicator of how much battery it has. Yeah, I'm gonna get these parts washed and ready to go so I can use them for my 4 p.m. pump. So I've now used my Phanpy E-joy S2s a couple times, and these are my overall thoughts. So I do really like these pumps. I think I get good output with them. I had one time where it like was a little off. I think I didn't like their flange inserts very much. But the pumps themselves, I'm getting great output. Actually, let me pull them off. One thing that I love is that there's a pause button. I love that you can pause it. Most pumps you cannot pause. I hate that because like sometimes I'll like get things on and then I need to get up for a second for a diaper change or for something, and like I don't want to take everything off, and I also don't want the time to restart because I like to just go until I hit that 30 minutes and it auto shuts off. So I freaking love that I can pause it, because if I have to take my pumps off or if I have to turn them off, the likelihood of me putting them back on or turning them back on way low. So I love that there's a pause. Talking too much about it, but anyway, pause buttons should be on every pump. I don't really have too much to say on the output because look at that. That's very good. I mean, this is gonna end up being a good one. I'll be pouring this out in a separate video in just a minute. I feel like they're pretty comfortable. I like the silicone flange a lot. Pump itself, kind of loud, but all pumps are loud. I don't feel like it's more loud. I think that my brain is just like, oh, that's a different pump. That's a different noise, and so it feels louder. But I'm sure once I use it more often, I won't consider it loud anymore. I love that it's fully wearable, but I can also use these cups for my Spectra. I did also really like the settings for pressure. They go up to 8. I used, I think, 6 on my left and 1 on my right, which is actually very similar to what I do on most pumps. The things that I like about it are things that are unique for that pump, like having a pause button. Overall, very happy. I'm excited to keep using them, and I'm sure I'll be doing a million pump and pours with them going forward. If you're interested in getting one, there is a sale for Prime Day, so be sure to check out my link tree that's in my bio, and I do also have a code. So if you click the link in my bio for the Amazon account, that will get you to their special discounts, and then you can also use 15 Munchkin. I gotta end this video because the longer that I make it, the less likely the captions are to work, and captions are important, and I do not want to hand caption all of this. All right, bye!